I'm going to show you the next episode in Shogun in any minute. But here, guys, my book, Samurai Death Cult, The Sinister Side of Bushido, is now out. And if you look to the right on Kindle, it's only $2. It's $8 on paperback and $15 on hardback. So it's a bit difficult to find at the minute because it's only just gone on Amazon, so the search engine is not working. But go and have a look. Get yourself a copy. Okay, guys, the finale. Let's see if John Blackthorne can redeem his character, because the character's gone strange, and see if Mariko pays out as the greatest female character written since Ripley's Alien. Let's see. I really, really like this. It's not a flashback, but a flash forward to him being an old man and in his house in England. The real William Adams, I think, died before he got home. He didn't get home, I can't remember. But I'll be reading In the Service of the Shogun soon by Frederick, who is the historical advisor on this, so I'll let you all know. But from memory, he died, so I think it's a difference in the book. But that's a book thing. But I do love this Orientalism inside of European houses. This is absolutely true. We start to get Oriental, Eastern things coming across, decorating people's houses from lands far away. And it's still happened all the way till the 1980s, 1990s. Now, not so much. Very few people have it. But probably from the 1700s all the way to the year 2000, Japanese prints were on walls, katanas on walls, storage chests, screens. They're just not so popular anymore. Right, we've just seen this samurai move to present a letter. And he moves, obviously, with the very stereotypical Japanese sort of like walking from the knee. You know, he's literally on his knees walking while kneeling, which is very difficult to do. And you don't see it that much anymore, so it's nice to see it. You know, you used to see it in the olden films, but now you don't see it so much in Western films. They tend to all move like Westerners. Here, there's a very indirect historical truth, but I don't think it's meant to be this accurate, if you know what I mean. The shinobi attack is, we assume, organised by him, and they say, oh, it's done by Toranaga, but he's saying, well, Toranaga's done that to sow discord between us, and to try and convince them that it's Toranaga, not him, which I'm assuming it's him. But actually, shinobi attacks and shinobi infiltration was absolutely done to do discord, to sow discord between everyone. Because if there's a shinobi on the inside, and it's too long to explain this way, guys, but the idea of shinobi is to get the people inside a castle, a stronghold, arguing with each other. So I don't think Toranaga sent the shinobi, obviously, but I don't think so. I think it's him. But it does create discord, which is excellent. See that guy there? He's got his bow, he's got his archery sleeve, one-armoured sleeve. I did a documentary for Urban Canyons, which was the Smithsonian Channel, and there was a Japanese costume person on set, and he told me off for dressing someone like this. He told me off for it. He said, it can't happen. They don't dress like that. Well, they're doing this show, so it wasn't just me. But yeah, I got told off for trying to dress someone like that. In fact, it's still in the documentary. Oh God, what was it called? Ninja Shadow Warriors or something like that. I got them dressed like that, and they were not happy about it. But it seems, I'm according to the costumes, well, you know what I mean, the set designers are really good, so it should be okay. But it was still debated. This is why this show is different. In today's, especially Disney, he'd be crying, it's okay for men to cry, you know, oh, we're all in touch with our emotions. Nope, brilliant. He's trying to hold it back. He's really devastated emotionally, but he's meant to be a strong male, masculine male, so he's withholding tears. You would not get that normally in shows today, so I think that's very good. Oh, this is brilliant. Yep. Now, you see those posts that they're on? They would be, I think it's pear tree and a different tree. I can't remember. There's two different types of wood that you have to have, and they're held on with spikes. Now, thieves, I think, let me get this right. Thieves are put up high. Dignified people are put low. It's a difficult one, this. It's hard. There is a complex set of customs to decapitated heads, but and they will have tags on them. Normally the tags are in the left ear, but I don't know who these guys are. I don't know if they're just peasants or thieves, I'm not sure. Now, Yabushirage has just been ordered to commit seppuku. Now, I couldn't quite grab the Japanese that was used, and I know Frederick said it's older Japanese, but it's hara something, but it's not seppuku. So I'd love to know the language behind it of why not seppuku and why hara. And I don't think it was harakiri. I think it was hara something. So, but I couldn't quite catch it. It was too fast for my ear. But it didn't use the word seppuku, but yet they used the word kaishakunin. I'd love some information on this, anyone who's a good Japanese speaker. We have touched on this before a little bit, but a samurai camp is like, imagine if all the football teams in England, say, that's soccer teams for you Yankees, all the soccer teams in England got together in a field, and half were on one side and half were on the other, and they were going to have a massive soccer match. This is what it'd be look like. There'd be Manchester United colours, Liverpool, Arsenal, Accrington Stanley, who are they? And all the different teams would all have their stuff out, supporting banners and everything. So here you have Matoi, Matoi, Jimbaura, Umajirushi, my Japanese, basically, Hata, loads of different types of flags would be there. And then the Maku curtains, then the shields, and it would be, but it wouldn't be as complicated as you think. It would be like knowing the soccer teams. You'd sort of know whose crest was whose. Right, you've just heard him say watashi, yeah? So if you actually listen, a lot of the times when they talk to each other, they say watashi, which is actually the more formal way of saying watashi. And to this day, I struggle to know when and where you can say watashi over watashi. So it's really, really confusing to me. I assume it's just obviously more formal the times you use it. But it is, that noise in the background is my girlfriend doing things while I'm recording, as she always does. If it's not the dog snoring, it's Emma snoring. Oh no, not, yeah, or cleaning or doing whatever she's doing. We return here back to the perfect example of ninja on television. He's now explaining that he's actually a samurai and that he's converted to Christianity and he's been spying for the Lord for many, many years, and that he's not actually a lowly fisherman. And he's actually a samurai spy, and he's been... So this is superb. This is real ninjutsu, guys. Yes, they did jump around in castles. Yes, they did night attacks, but this is predominantly what they did, being undercover agents, the grey men out there. I don't know if this is a deviation from the book or I'm maybe just not getting it, but Anjin is apologising to Toranaga for his lack of... Like, he said, I lost the way on that day when he gave up. Actually, it was the total opposite. Anjin was like, bollocks to this, let's fight, come on. You know what I mean? Let's do it. Whether he had plans within plans is irrelevant. Anjin didn't know that. Everybody thought he was genuinely given up. But he was like, he should be applauding him for saying, come on, let's do it. Let's batter him. So, showing the spirit. He doesn't understand the language, the subtleties. None of his men understood that he was playing people off and playing both sides or whatever. So there should be no anger towards the foreigner who's pretty much saying, come on, let's fight to the death. There you go, guys. There's a great shot of the spikes underneath. So the spikes that hold the heads on. Superb. I've seen them in multiple manuals. It's nice to see them finally done on screen for the British audience. Sorry, a Western audience. So that's very well done. Here you go, guys, the Battle of Sekigahara. That's quite cool, actually. Do you know, I've never been to the Sekigahara battlefield. I should really go, shouldn't I? But this is obviously the big battle in the year 1600. And it is the decisive battle which Tokugawa wins. So, but it's all very cool, isn't it? So, I have had a look at the battlefield topography before, and I think this isn't too bad if I remember rightly, but I'm only doing that from memory, guys. I really have never been there. Okay, his seppuku was cool. It was really good. It was well done. No messing about. Straight in, head off after a great conversation. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. He's such a good character. He has been a very well-developed character. He started as crazy. He's gone through different things, and he's now come to a realization. He had a great character arc, I think. If you remember a few episodes ago, guys, I thought it was the heads still in the box. I don't remember when they were cremated, but I thought it was their heads, but it wasn't. It was their ashes, so my mistake, because the heads come in boxes as well with the cloth wrapped up. So, but I don't know if it was heads first and then ashes later. I wasn't quite sure. But it's because they had different size boxes. I thought they were different. It was the different size heads, because the ashes don't really make that much of a difference. You won't get that much. You know, so I wouldn't have really had a big box and a little box for ashes, because it's not how a funeral pyre works. You don't get the same amount of... Do you know what I mean? It's a funeral pyre. You're not going to get a big ashes from a big person and small ashes from a small person. You've got tons of logs being burnt at the same time. So I assumed they were heads. Did you know the Japanese pretty much invented the thermos flask many, many years before it was invented? If I remember rightly, with one scroll, talks about two bamboo sections inside of each other with clay around it, so that it keeps the warmth of the drinking. I must admit, obviously there's a ton of flasks in Japan, but I'm sure I've seen the clay one, the double layered clay one, unless I've dreamt it, but I'm sure I've seen it. Right, guys, that's the end of this episode, and it's the final episode of this season. I will do a full roundup review with me facing the camera and me talking about it when I get some free time. So let me know what you thought of this episode. A little bit anticlimactic. It's clearly a setup for what that should be the penultimate episode, where it's there's one more after it, but it's not. So I think that's a little bit of a deflation at the end, and I know it's meant to leave you wanting more. So hopefully we'll get a second season of Shogun. Let's see. I hope so, but that'll be fun. I will wait for my review, my overall review, and I'll post it soon, or it'll be in the playlist next.